there, my YouTube gang, and welcome to the Great Fossil Challenge brought to you by Epicurus 420 and Johnnyversity. Let's go! Let's go!
I'm digging with my fingertips. I'm looking at the ground I stand upon. I'm searching for fragile bones. I'm never gonna be refined.
Well, hello there, my YouTube gang. What's up? It's Johnnyversity again, and this is our third weekly Great Fossil Challenge. And thanks, Martin, for that great opening sequence you just saw. So, before I begin, regarding that little Star Trek challenge, well, judging by comments and evidence, I don't think that there's any real species that answer the stereotypes that we associate with Christians, so therefore I leave the question open. And let's go straight ahead to last week's fossil. So, last week's fossil was the Turkana Boy. And while a lot of you actually wrote it is Homo Erectus, and some of you even mentioned Homo Ergaster, is the exact reason why Epicurus 420 explained to me that we should only accept an answer that said specifically the Turkana Boy. The reason being is that there's still a debate among scientists whether the Turkana Boy was Homo Erectus or Homo Ergaster. And the reason for that is that there's still a debate whether those are completely different species. So, the three users who got it right this time are... So, like I've said, those of you who just wrote Homo Erectus, I can't accept that answer because, well, we just can't really say that with any accuracy. You see, as long as there is a debate, it's, well, under a debate. So the only actual truly correct answer would simply be the Turkana Boy. Now, this Homo Erectus, Homo Ergaster controversy isn't the only controversy associated with this specific fossil. For instance, at first, scientists thought that the Turkana Boy died when maybe he was as old as a teenager, and that he would have grown to about 1.8 meters tall, and considering his total weight of less than 70 kilograms, that would probably make him the first known ancestor of Kate Moss. But you see, those calculations were made when scientists tried to equate his development with that of modern humans. Later on, due to findings of his growth mutation, they decided to equate his growth with that of modern chimps. And that would indicate that he died somewhere between the age of 8 and 10 and would total a height of around 1.6 meters tall, and that's it. So, to sum up, Turkana's Boy fossil, totaling 108 bones, is the most complete early hominid skeleton we have found to date. The fossil's age is around 1.5 to 1.6 million years old, and with a brain capacity of around 880 cubic centimeters, which would have reached over 900 cubic centimeters if he would have grown older, and with a slightly wider pelvis than ours, he would have made an extremely intelligent and fast-running hominid. Although, due to his thoracic vertebrae, he would probably have the language capabilities of George W. Bush. On the other hand, due to his African origins and the fact that he most probably didn't have a flat ape-like nose, he would probably look something like this, though no birth certificate has been found yet. And now to this week's fossil. Discovered in Pakistan, a quite recent finding in a fossil age that dates back to over 45 million years, is one of the most important mammal fossils ever found. And not only because it represents an entirely new species in a family of mammals that still inhabit Earth today, but also because it had something extremely important in its belly. A finding of great importance that shed light on this species' evolutionary path. So, let's see the fossil.
Yeah, I know evolution's the devil's lie, because blah 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 blah. That's not what the Bible says. Blah 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 blah. That's not what the Bible says. Blah 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 blah. That's not what the Bible says. That's not what the Bible says.
So, like always, write your answers in the comments section. If you got it right, you'll get that super massive shout out. Thanks again to Martin for that great opening sequence. And like always, my beloved YouTube gang, peace, love, harmony. Have a good one. Bye bye.
Yeah, I know evolution's the devil's lie, because blah 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 blah. That's not what the Bible says. Blah 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 blah. That's not what the Bible says. Blah 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 blah. That's not what the Bible says. That's not what the Bible says.